the one thing I would recommend to everyone is to realize that it takes a long time to reestablish yourself and reinvent yourself. And the only thing that pushes it to go faster or even to happen at all is consistently telling your story in the form of video, audio, and image.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Fitness Founders Podcast. I'm Kevin Mannion, VP Marketing here at Glofox. This week I chat to Stuart Brauer. He's a micro gym owner, consultant, and the brains of WTF Gym Talk. In this episode, Stu talks about organic marketing, how to build a network of local influencers, and how to clearly tell the story behind your brand. Let's kick off. Okay, Stu, welcome to the show.
Thank you, brother, for having me.
Thank you for being here. And maybe first, just tell us a little bit about your business, what you do right now.
So it depends on what hour of the day and what day you catch me. But my reputation was built from creating a fitness company that is now known as Urban Movement. It is a multifaceted facility in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've got a full service coffee shop, high-speed Wi-Fi lounge where people could come and work. And then I've got a full service fitness company in the back where people can work out. So I wanted to create a place where people could work and get work done. That's the brick and mortar fitness company that I've owned and I started creating back in 2010. I've been in the scene since a little over 15 years now. So that's the fitness side of me. And then in 2015, when my business was running fully automated, and that's a bad word. I hate the word fully automated. My business was running on the back of awesome humans that I put in position to win. And I had a full staff and I was no longer needed in the day-to-day operations. I started creating video content under the handle of What the Fuck Gym Talk. And that's been my full-time job, consulting with gym owners, content creation, traveling, speaking since 2015.
And what type of gym owners do you generally work with?
I definitely didn't create this term, but I tried pushing it into the ether as much as possible. Micro gym owners. So I consider a micro gym owner is anyone underneath that is not a big box owner or not a franchise owner. These are going to be mom and pop, singular entity, started in a garage or whatever in a warehouse, and they're trying to figure it the fuck out.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about organic marketing. So basically getting leads, not without investing and doing the work, but getting leads without running paid programs. I think it's something you're passionate about. So maybe let's just kick off and tell us some of the ways in your gym and your customers that you've been doing that.
100%. So in the basis of this, I'm all for paid ads, but I think you need to understand the basics of storytelling, true Shakespearean storytelling, character introduction, conflict resolution. And I believe the easiest way to do that is to highlight your members. And there's only three mediums. There's audio, video, and image. Okay, let's start with image because it's the lowest hanging fruit. All of you guys have a friend, a family member, or a current customer that does photography recreationally or whatever. We want to get those photographers in your gym and you want to highlight members. So I don't know, pick 15 different members, 7 of them being female, 6 of them, being, or 8 of them being male, whatever it may be, and take photos of them exercising, take photos of them working out, high-fiving a coach, smiling during a warm up, giving each other fist bumps, all that good shit. And then we publish these photos on social media all over the place and we tell their story. This is Sally. Sally has been a member of ours for 2.5 years. When she came to us, she had this problem. We fixed that problem. She didn't have enough energy. She weighed too much. She wasn't able to chase her kids around on the playground, whatever it may be. Tell your clients stories, tag them, and let them do the marketing for you.
And is it hard to encourage your members to do that? Do people generally want to do something like that? Or what do you do if you're having trouble getting someone to agree to that?
First off, I think every waiver should have a photography release in it because you're going to want to capture photos. But even so, if you had a client that says, I would rather not be in photography or any marketing, then don't do them. Go on to the next one. This is 2019, motherfuckers. How many people are taking selfies every goddamn day? Who doesn't want to be on camera? Now, the few outliers that don't want to be on camera, don't put them on. But you will not have a hard time finding. If a gym owner came to me and gave me that fucking excuse, well, nobody wants to be on camera, I would tell him he's just making an excuse because he doesn't feel comfortable doing it.
Okay, fair enough. You mentioned just before we got started there that you see copywriting as a really important tool for a gym owner. Might not be something a lot of people are familiar with. Maybe explain why that is.
1,000%. So when I say copywriting for everybody, I mean the actual words that you put with the creative. So if it's a video or a photo on Instagram, whatever it is, the words that accompany it in the caption, that is copywriting. A picture tells 1,000 words. which is good. It's why platforms like Instagram exist. But you need more context. And I believe copywriting, I use a method that I teach in Micro Gym University, which is this online school I have. We teach a story brand method where you identify a micro problem that your avatar client experiences, you explain your plan to fix it, and then you describe a successful ending. So for example, for anyone listening, if you have people that join your gym that were like, doing it on their own at the local Globo gym, but are kind of bored now and they want to go and they want to do a group instructor led class, that kind of scenario, they want to step it up and do CrossFit or whatever, high intensity interval training, whatever it may be, you might be able to write some copy that sounds like, hey, are you bored with your current routine? Are you tired of going into the gym and looking at your phone and just kind of trying to figure out what you're doing day to day? That would be the micro problem. Here's our plan. At our gym, we offer accountability and privately coached classes, and we do the workout. We plan the workouts out for you. So all you got to do is turn off your brain, come in. We'll tell you what to do, how to do it well, blah, blah, blah. Then you got to describe a successful ending for your company. Now when you go to the gym, you'll know that you're not wasting any time. You're getting in the right kind of workout and you're doing it with the proper technique and form because you have the guidance of an instructor in class. It's very simple. It's Shakespearean. We've been doing this for years. What's the conflict? Who's the character? And then what's the resolution?
You mentioned the word there, avatar. Maybe explain a little bit about what that is and how maybe some gyms are doing their marketing. Some of the photos they're using on their websites might really reflect who they're selling to.
I tell people your avatar client, when you use media, photo and video, it needs to do three things. It needs to show the person you're going after, not the person you're going to create. Don't show me the fittest of the fit that's in your gym. Show me the person you're trying to speak to on the other side of the cell phone, on the other side of the computer. Okay. So it has to show the avatar person like male, female, young, old. Do they look athletic or have they never done anything fitness related? And then number two, it needs to show them doing exercises that when they see it, they can say, hey, you know what? That kind of looks like me, that person in that image I'm looking at. And you know what? That exercise, it doesn't look that. I think I can do that. So we can't show people doing the most elite level exercises. We need to show people doing things that look a little bit more beginner friendly if that's who you're going after. And then the third element, you need to show the instructor to client relationship, because that is why the boutique studios in the gyms are so much more expensive, because of that extra relationship versus going to a traditional Globo gym. So when you're thinking of your avatar, whatever it is, you need to realize that your media has to capture that avatar perfectly. So if you show me some 40-year-old mom picking up her kids in an image, but you have nothing but 26-year-olds, that doesn't match up. We got to be specific to our current demo.
Yeah, I get it. And you're a big fan of influencer marketing. It kind of plays into finding people out there that resonate with your audience. So how are people going about that and how are they doing it well? What type of influencer marketing works the best?
Two ways to do it. You can go ahead and partner with somebody in your city that has 50,000, 100,000. So 100,000 and under followers on Instagram would be what we call a micro influencer, under 100,000 followers. But once you get up to someone with 100,000, they're going to start charging you money for posting. Okay. Here's what I think. So you can go that route, guys. If you have someone in your market that is like a fitness celebrity or a popular person or whatever, you could go to them and say, hey, I'd like to pay you for influencer marketing. How much would it cost for a post, whatever? And that's a very easy, but not a very accessible route for most people. So here's what I'd recommend. Instead of one person with 100,000 followers, how about 50 of your clients that each have 1,000 followers? 50 of your clients. Because when you talk about celebrities, who follows celebrities? Fucking everybody. Who follows Sally, who's been a member of your gym for 2 years? Sally's friends, family, and coworkers. So why don't you make your clients your influencers? You don't have to strike up a contract, not a deal. You invite them in for a photo shoot, give them a free shirt with your fucking brand on it, take some amazing dope photos of them, give it to them for free, give them the photos and just ask that they share them whenever they want. Don't come up with a schedule. Don't make it complicated. And then you also get to use those images in your marketing and advertising. So again, I believe we have all the marketing and advertising inside of our four walls. I think people just don't understand. They would rather pay some lead generation Facebook ads guru fuckface to run a magical ads for us that are just going to bring people into the gym magically and go that route. Now, again, I'm pro Facebook marketing ads. I do them. I coach clients how to do them, but only on the back of a competent gym owner who knows how to do this organically first.
Got it. And tell me, what other things have you got up your sleeve in terms of, outside of influencers, outside of getting those real photos up on social media and tackling those micro problems? What other things are people using to get their name out there?
This fucking thing, podcast. Every micro gym should have an internal gym podcast. It is free to set up. Use anchor.fm. It is a free app. It will go everywhere. Spotify, Apple Tunes, Google Play. And imagine gym owners, though, everyone listening to me over here, if you had an internal gym podcast and you and your head coach sat down like, okay, guys, we're doing our 7-minute Monday podcast. We're going to talk to you about the workouts going on for the week, the strategies you should tackle those workouts, a couple events that we have going on. Maybe then you interview some of your clients. Do you know how excited your clients would be when they're like, listen, I can't go and get drinks with you after work. Well, why is that? Well, I'm actually being interviewed on a podcast. Oh yeah? Who's interviewing you? Actually, my gym, they started a podcast, and then you interview your clients. You know who's going to listen to a podcast with your clients on it? Your clients, friends, family, and coworkers. Yes. You can do things like I love the B2B reach. Yeah. You could then reach out to local breweries, bakeries, coffee shops, retail shops, anything, and be like, hey, listen, we're a local business here. We actually do a podcast where we talk about other local businesses, fitness, nutrition. We'd love to interview you on the podcast. And now you are organically spreading reach the same way every motherfucker listening to this podcast does. They do it on the way to, driving to work, on the treadmill, while they're mowing the lawn or, playing with the kids. Passive social media engagement. And that's what a podcast is.
And explain to me a little bit about this passive referrals that we spoke about a little bit earlier.
Yeah. So I used this example earlier. I get a DM at least 4 or 5 times a week, and it might be about Apple AirPods that I have in my ears at all times in a lot of my videos. I'll get DMs about which camera I use to vlog. And I don't talk about the camera or AirPods ever, but people see content in which I use a thing, and then they ask me questions about that thing. If you are posting photos, and again, when I teach people one of the organic campaigns, we do 150 photos, 75 to Instagram, 75 to Facebook within 30 days. 30 days, that's up to 3 posts per day, people, if you do the math. And you are tagging your clients each time. Those clients are going to get asked by their friends, family, and coworkers, hey, I saw a photo of you. Were you climbing a rope? Or were you pushing a sled? How much weight was on that? Or I heard you did 300 reps of what? It starts the conversation, because I believe your clients are your best sales pitch. Whatever comes out of their mouth, that is the best sales pitch to a friend, family, or coworker, because it's not incentivized. But trying to go ahead and force referrals by giving people $50 or a free month or a t-shirt is never going to do it. Create a passive referral opportunity.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I think what we're saying, to really sum things up, is that other than the photographer, without spending $1, I can get my members into the gym, run my photo shoot, come up with maybe 100 photographs, 180 photographs, and I've got 30 days worth of marketing that I can tag away, generate the word of mouth, and 100%. Start getting word of mouth and getting people getting in contact with members and in contact with me.
Yes, correct. That's the starting point. So that's would be my starting point. I'd normally have a gym owner run it. That's what we call the tagging campaign for 60 to 90 days. And then we advanced it into paid campaigns, but only on the media that prove. You can go into Facebook and look at your insights and see which of your organic marketing is actually winning and doing better. And then we have a baseline for what to run in a paid advertising scenario.
Yeah. So paid is just accelerates everything once you've got the basics.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Thanks very much for that. Moving on a small bit, we want to know just what is one of the biggest mistakes that you've made in your career to date? What did you do about it?
So going back to that origin story in the beginning, I used to be a CrossFit gym, CrossFit South End for years. CrossFit's all I ever done for the most part. And then I rebranded. And one of the things I thought I made a mistake is that when I rebranded my gym, that all I needed to do was change the logo, change the name, make my pictures prettier, just do all this really aesthetic. I mean, the inside of my building is, it cost us almost $400,000 to build out the inside of our building. I mean, it is literally a top-notch, amazing facility. And I thought that was going to do everything. It did not. It did not. When you are changing your image, whether you're rebranding or you just want to kind of evolve your brand, you want to clean it up a little, that kind of thing. The one thing I would recommend to everyone is to realize that it takes a long time to reestablish yourself and reinvent yourself. And the only thing that pushes it to go faster or even to happen at all is consistently telling your story in the form of video, audio, and image over and over and over again. So any of you guys who are like, yeah, the gym used to kind of suck. I'm really trying to clean up its brand and I really want to sophisticate it. I want you to realize the only answer to your solution lies in those 3 media forms. And you have to be producing an obnoxious amount of it for your new branding and new identity, your new reputation to take hold within your immediate market.
And really to break that down, you've got to have a story. So you've got to figure out what that is. and then you've got to start telling it.
Correct. Every business does one thing. It solves a problem. You need to figure out what problem you solve and who you solve it for. And that's the hardest part, because when you ask people, who's your avatar client? They'll say everybody. That's the wrong answer. You're trying to be a Swiss Army knife before you are a really good pocket knife first. Be a great pocket knife and then try to be the Swiss Army knife.
So before you think about investing all the money and revamping everything in the gym, I think your message is make sure you've got this plan in place for how you're going to get this word out and this story out.
Yeah. It's a lengthy, when I take on a rebranding client, we're spending 8 months together to make this thing fucking take flight. It's a long process, but rebranding is probably one of the fastest growing efforts from any gym in the United States right now. So many CrossFit gyms and a lot of gyms realize I started the gym and it was really kind of immature for the first several years. And now I need a new image. I need to grow up. And that's my biggest piece of work these days, is rebranding and repositioning fitness companies.
And what's the biggest mistake they make in the rebranding?
They don't understand why they're doing it. They think that if they change the logo and the color scheme, if they go from, let's say it's CrossFit East, and they go to East Strength and Conditioning, they think that's going to fix it. They think changing the name and the logo is a rebranding. That is not a rebranding. That is a repositioning. That is a cleaning up of your logo, your mark. A rebranding is much more in depth, and it will never go according to plan unless you truly understand why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and what kind of actual operational changes are you going to make. Because if you're just changing the name and the color scheme on the website, nobody's going to give a fuck. You have to become different. I use Justin Bieber. I literally use him as an example when I do rebranding. That dude rebranded himself. He went from a young pop star to a douchebag to what he is now. And he has completely rebranded himself. If Justin Bieber can do it, any of you fuckers can do it.
All right. I think that's a good analogy to round things up. All right, Stu, thank you very much for that. Before we go, just tell people how they can get in touch, how you can help them, and where they can find you.
Sure, guys. You can reach me and find my content anywhere. At WTFGymTalk.com is the website, but at WTF Gym Talk is the social media handle for everything. YouTube, the daily vlog that goes up there. We're doing the Self-Made Summit here in the United States, October 19th and 20th for micro gyms who want to rebrand. And I will actually be in Dublin and Killarney in Ireland at the end of August. I'll be speaking at the Killarney Summit. If any of you guys are in that area, you want to catch up, get a pint and talk shop, I'd love to meet you.
All right, Stu, thanks very much. We'll see you for a pint in Dublin very soon.
Awesome, man.
Thank you. This podcast is brought to you by Glofox, the boutique fitness management software company. If you want to accelerate growth, work efficiently, and deliver a well-branded boutique customer experience, you can find us at glofox.com.